San Francisco's human poop mall has finally worked its way through foreclosure. The original two lenders that had a $600 million stake in this property bought it for about 10% of its value with a credit bid because nobody else bid on it. There were 0 bidders on one of San Francisco's most famous upper-end shopping malls. Let's get into it. Here we go. It's a wild story, right? I mean, don't worry. We're going to touch on downtown San Francisco human waste increasingly found in the Westfield Mall elevators, staff say. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Let's get through the sale first. So what happened? The drawn-out foreclosure of the San Francisco Center, it's been through the foreclosure process 9 times. Because there's been all these negotiations. You've got so many different parties that have underlying debt to this property that they had to just work through all that. After languishing downtown with no owner for more than 2 years because the original owners, they said, bye-bye, we're giving our keys, don't really care what happens, here you go, bye-bye. They just literally walked off. The San Francisco Center Mall has been foreclosed upon. 1.2 million square foot property, largest mall in San Fran, owned and operated by banks that loaned nearly $600 million to the previous owners who defaulted on it in 2023. The foreclosure unlocks the ability for the lenders to dictate the mall's future. Now they've got control over it, right? They got control. Now they can do something. They can finally move forward. It just had to go through this process. So we got Deutsche Bank AG, JP Morgan Chase Bank, acting through an affiliate on Wednesday, took control of the mall after submitting 2 bids totaling $133 million. Okay, so the 2 bids. There's part of this property that is school district owns, right? So you got 2 kind of separate parcels here. So 2 separate parcels totaling $133 million. Less than a decade ago, it was valued at more than $1.2 billion. And the only reason it sold for $133 million, and I shouldn't say it sold, it transferred with a credit for their $600 million they've already got in the deal. It transferred for $133 million. So it wasn't even really a sale. It's just the original lenders just took it back and they had to put a number on it. All right, guys, let's go with $133 million because that was the minimum bid. And nobody else bid on it. Yeah, the poop mall? I don't think so. Nah, the human feces mall in the elevator? No. The mall that is 95% vacant. 95% vacant. Panda Express is like one of the few places that's still open in this. In foreclosures, this maneuver is known as a credit bid, $133 million by the 2 existing lenders, which means the lenders use the debt owed to them rather than cash. Because you got to throw another $133 million on top of it? No, you're not. You're just basically preserving whatever position you can. Yeah, the foreclosure auction, which lasted more than an hour and involved 12 witnesses, was conducted in 2 parts because the San Francisco Unified School District owns a 75,000 square foot lot beneath the mall. Okay? For 2 years, the mall was under the control of court-ordered receiver. So you got lender, court-ordered receiver. Now it went through foreclosure, credit bid, original lenders got it back. Now, I think it's our next article here. We'll get to it. But hey, downtown San Francisco, human waste increasingly found. Let's just go over that for a little bit. So what's the dealio here? This is mission, right? This is the heart of homelessness. This is what happens when liberal progressive policy just kind of explodes in the face of a really nice upper end mall where Nordstrom used to be. This was a really great mall. And you allowed homelessness to just basically take over drug use. You betcha, fentanyl, meth, you name it, Fetty. You got it. 2 thumbs up. Homelessness, okay, everywhere. Just allow people to steal from everything because, California, just get out there and steal. Only so many days before, shoplifting days before Christmas now. And so many businesses moved out that it is 95% vacant. Seeing feces on the ground is not uncommon in the city by the bay, but human waste has been showing up somewhere else. The elevators in downtown San Francisco's Westfield Center. This is May of 2023. It's like twice a week now. Used to be once a month. So lately, it's increased. Now, what's going on? You got a bunch of whacked out meth addicts that when they take the meth, they got to take a poop. And so they're trying to get to a public restroom inside the mall. They can't get there, so they just squat a dump in the elevator. And so this isn't human feces in the Westfield Mall Center isn't the reason it got foreclosed on. Liberal policy, progressive policy of having all the homeless people being really near the tenderloin where you just let a bunch of homeless people on drugs do their thing. That's what closed the mall down. Shoplifting, safety events. It's just a terrible, terrible location, even as San Francisco kind of is starting to turn around. I think the new mayor is doing a job. He's doing something. He's literally, he's trying to close down on the homelessness, and he's trying to do some arrests with the drug. I mean, he inherited such a crappy job. Hey, want to be mayor of San Francisco? Give that a run, right? You got to deal with properties like this that have human feces in the elevator. Garcia thinks people go to the elevators as they are the closest semi-private spaces to Mission Street, where there are often people camped. You got whacked out homeless that are, nut jobs on drugs. Multiple workers said the only regularly used public restrooms at the mall are on the second floor. It's a long way to their bathrooms from Mission. Elevators are closest to the street. It's so easy. Other restrooms, such as those in the food court or retail stores, are often closed due to sanitation issues or drug use or prostitutes doing their thing in there. That's a pretty common thing. And I don't know if you know this, but people going to shop at Nordstrom, they don't want to walk into the public restroom and see, prostitution, drug use, human feces. It's a no-go. It's a hard no-go. And so the mall went to you, right? Standard overheard a manager at the Westfield Mall say one of the store's restrooms would be closed for the rest of the day on Monday because something happened in there. This story, we've read this story a million times. And there was this woman who came in. She was furious about the mess in the elevator. My second day as a manager. Why am I slipping in the elevator, slipping on human poop? Oof, that's not good. San Francisco's most troubled mall sells for just $134 million. It didn't really sell. You got a credit bid. It's literally just a transfer. But it's getting it down the road so that somebody can do something new with it. Someone finally bought the beleaguered former Westfield Mall at just 10% of its previous value. Now, we had $1.2 billion, and we dropped down to like $500 million, and I'm going off memory here, and then $200 million, and then, now we're at 133, 134, but that's not really based upon a set purchase price. It's based upon a minimum bid because nobody else bid on it because we don't know what the value is. What we do know is that it's worth less than $134 million. So literally, this has had a 90-something percent, is that right? 85% drop in value, whatever that is. Yeah, just 10% of its previous value. I mean, absolutely crazy. This is crazy how much this has dropped. And it's dropped because of progressive ideology that has met with public policy on the streets of San Fran. Remember, they've got the poop emoji map? Remember Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, he brought out the poop emoji map when podcaster Newsom, was trying to argue something about something. And Ron DeSantis said, hey, here's a map. These all the incidents of human feces on the streets, on the sidewalks, public parks throughout San Francisco. It was that bad. And that creates a situation where nobody wants to go shopping in the poop mall. They just don't. It's a hard no-go, especially Nordstrom. Nordstrom doesn't have a, poop section of, shopping. That's just not a thing. So how low can the San Francisco Mall go? Latest appraisal drops one-time flagship owned by Westfield below $200 million. we saw the valuation. And, with as few tenants as they have in there, I'm shocked that it was appraised at 200, not that long ago. So let's run through this. Properties is still a bottomless pit of distress, now valued at $200 million, a discount of more than 80%. Prior owners bailed. It's now worth $195. It's appraised at $1.2 billion in 2016. And I think that's when the last purchase happened, because you had $560 million in debt, something like that, with the two major lenders that have taken it back. So, 60% loan to value ratio, something like that. It was something like that. 1.5 million square foot mall at 865 Market Street, 2-story building, yada, yada. And $558 million note a couple of years ago. Total exposure, $626 million now, because they defaulted and all those costs got added in. Upon foreclosure, lender will immediately market for disposition. And the lender that's purchased it now hired CBRE to commercial brokerage to come in and market it. So the lenders have it now. They're going to go ahead and let's get this bad boy sold. Let's sell it for whatever. And they will try and sell it for as much as they can so that they are losing less money, because they are owed over $600 million. And who knows what it's going to go for? Does it go for 100? I mean, who wants to take this on? Hey, I got a shopping mall for you. It's a special one. It's deeply discounted because of the human poop excrement. In the elevators. What other mall has that problem? Hey, it got so bad that there's news stories about poop in the elevator. EU-based Westfield says it is walking away from San Francisco mall property, as it has several of its U.S. malls. They literally said, here's your keys. We no longer want this. We want nothing to do with this. Here's the Daily Mail. How San Francisco's Westfield Mall turned into a ghost mall. The dying center, where 75% of the units are empty and stores are closing, as shoppers describe dodgy area overrun with homeless who left them scared. So public policy has driven almost every single store out of this complex. And this is what happens. Literally, this is what happens when your ideology of, hey, let's just let everybody do drugs wherever. Homeless, no problem. Let's decriminalize drugs. Proposition 47, if it's under $950, it's no longer a felony. We're just not going to really prosecute criminals. But now San Francisco is starting to make some moves back. And I'm saying starting. They got a long ways to go. But I think they're in more of the right direction, like the opening here says. Downtown's dead mall seized by lenders, opening the door to a revival. So that's how they've got to spin it. Hey, this transferred to the lenders who are losing literally hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, but let's spin that as a revival. It's not. It's just the process of bottoming out. That is what you're seeing. You're seeing a process where it's absolutely bottoming out.
A ghost town in the heart of San Francisco, what once was a bustling shopping hub, is now nearly empty. But new life could be coming to the massive downtown mall after it was auctioned off to lenders today. And our John Ramos has more on what's next for the San Francisco Center.
The COVID pandemic hit San Francisco's shopping corridors like a ton of bricks, and Market Street has never recovered from it. And now it looks like a premier luxury shopping destination has become the city's biggest white elephant.
It's a nice looking building. Look at that.
On Market Street,
oh,
known as
epic.
San Francisco Center. But take a step inside and it feels like the middle of nowhere.
Is eerie, especially coming in as, like an outsider coming in. You're expecting.
I want to go down there before it gets turned around and just walk the 1.5 million square feet. I want to get a hat that says, I visited the poop mall. I visited San Francisco's poop mall. Can I get one of those hats? Probably not, right? Remember when, God, what was it? I think it was a Republican who was running for office he was gonna charge for Doom Loop tours, and he actually had people sign up, and then he didn't do it because he was a joke. But people wanted to take the Doom Loop because of this kind of stuff. These guys are taking the Doom Loop tour just on their own in the mall.
So many stores, like typical mall, but it's not that at all.
I mean, it looks like what, like 7 floors, and there's 3 stores that are open on a busy day too, I guess.
This group of friends visiting from Los Angeles stepped in to do some shopping and instead found something from an apocalyptic movie. The owner group, including Westfield and Brookfield Properties, walked away from the mall in 2023, and ever since, the stores have been dropping out one by one.
It's shocking, but expected at the same time. Every time I come, maybe like every 3 months, it's emptier and emptier every time I come.
That left the lenders, Deutsche Bank and JP Chase, holding an empty bag. The former billion-dollar property was put up for auction, and the 2 lenders ended up with the building at a cost of only $130,000.
Look at that architecture. That is beautiful. I mean, if you're going to pop a boner over real estate, that right there is, I mean, where else do you see that? And if you're going to pick that up, I mean, what's the cost? What's today's reproduction cost of that ceiling right there? I don't know. A lot, right? I mean, it's insanity that policy has taken a physical structure and depreciated it so greatly. External obsolescence. It's outside the mall, but it's coming in and it's depreciating it. It's wild.
$3 million.
Poop in the elevator, that's probably, is that functional obsolescence? No, that's physical depreciation, isn't it? Somebody needs to clean that up. It's temporary physical depreciation. Appraisers out there, let me know in the comments what you think.
They've hired a company called CBRE to try to find a buyer, and in a statement, it struck a positive note. Quote, amid renewed civic leadership, 3 consecutive years of positive population growth, and surging demand from artificial intelligence and technology firms, San Francisco Center and Emporium is uniquely positioned to anchor the next chapter in downtown San Francisco's recovery. End quote.
Okay, so let's look at this for a second here. Amid renewed civic leadership, they got a new mayor. They got some moderate people on the council because they have gone so far down a crazy train road, like Seattle is about to, like Portland is at. Portland's downtown commercial is not recovering. San Francisco has AI. They've got artificial intelligence firms coming in, they're coming in. So renewed civic leadership. I think Daniel Lurie, the new mayor, has done a pretty good job. All things considered, he has made a difference. Whether you want to say it's great now or not, it's not, but it's better than it was. 3 consecutive years of population growth. Okay. Surging demand for AI. Yep. San Francisco Center. I mean, somebody could buy this, and if you can square away Skid Row, and if you can square away Mission, mid market, then you can probably, I mean, this is going to be a screaming deal for somebody, an absolute screaming deal. But what does that look like? How much is that? Is it 75 million? And then what are you going to do? How many hundreds of millions of dollars do you need to spend to get this bad boy up and running again? I don't know. I mean, most of the space looks like it's decent, right? It doesn't look terrible. It's just that everybody, I mean, it's that vacuum effect, and everybody has left, meaning all the tenants and clearly all the buyers. Who's shopping there?
But Neil Witherspoon isn't so optimistic.
This guy
He comes once a week to the Panda Express in the basement. It's the one business that seems to draw a crowd these days.
I think these will be the last people to put the lights out. I think you'll end up with the only people that come here are like me, just to enjoy the food.
Just for the Panda.
Just for the Panda Express.
I mean, yeah.
From now, at this point, more than 95% of the available storefronts are empty.
There's literally no people. This is the middle of the day. You can tell by the light coming through that skylight. This is the middle of the day. and there's nobody on the escalator. There's nobody walking around. This is basically an empty mall, and there are 0 stores open. That's a big atrium area. I mean, I want to go down there and just see it, right? Some people take vacations to, far-flung exotic places and take their significant other and have a romantic holiday. I would go to the Poop Mall in San Francisco. Hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? Any poop in the elevator? Yeah. Who knows, right? Now, it's going to be a story that's going to keep going, because what's it going to sell for? And then what are they going to do with that? Who is going to go back in? When are the street conditions going to be adequate enough to entice a Nordstrom back in there, to entice a, whatever it is, to, hey, come on back. We're doing good. Now, there's other shopping, there's other stores that have gone in nearby, but this mall is just, Uniqlo is one of them. And you're like, what are they doing? And they've got a game plan, but for this specific mall, this mall has been a vortex of just businesses leaving, and it's one after another have followed. And so as fewer people came in and as more businesses left, that's how you get to 95% vacancy rate on one of the most upper end shopping malls in all of San Francisco, and over 1 million square feet, 1.5 million square feet. It's absolutely mind blowing. But what you got to keep in mind, and what folks in San Francisco need to keep in mind, and folks in Seattle and folks in Portland, any of these big blue liberal cities, this is what happens when you allow street conditions to deteriorate and you allow your constituents to rob you blind and create massive safety issues. You have a 95% vacancy rate. You almost drop your value down to 0. That's where it's at. It's somewhere between 10% and 0 of somebody's going to pick it up for something, right? They're going to pick it up for something. How much is that? Well, less than 133, less than 134. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because I'll be filling you in when this bad boy actually gets sold to a real buyer. We'll see what they have to say. We're excited to work with the city of San Francisco with our revival. A bunch of corporate nonsense. We'll cover it. Make sure you're subscribed. Thanks again for being here. See you on the next one. Bye for now.